So, just want to put this into perspective because I'm sure many of us saw the great news of today. But Pete Carroll and Nick Saban have, for now, I will say, because Pete Carroll sounds like he still wants to coach, have pretty much called or coached their final games. Certainly. Yeah, I can't put this in a short shit. So, just want to put this into perspective because I'm sure many of us saw the great news of today. But Pete Carroll and Nick Saban have, for now, I will say, because Pete Carroll sounds like he still wants to coach, have pretty much called or coached their final games. Certainly. Yeah, I can't put this in a short shit. Pete Carroll has, what it seems for now, has coached his last game in college or NFL. First starting with his career, starting with the Jets as a head coach in '94, and then did admirable job with the Patriots in the late '90s before going to USC and doing a stout job there, winning 2 national titles, and before coming to the Seahawks and winning a Super Bowl. Sad to say I don't have a piece of gum with me, but great coach and one of the best we've ever seen. One of the best energetic characters we've seen on the sidelines. Just a real character, good to see on and off the field or on the sideline. Brace yourself, folks, as the NFL playoffs gearing towards Saturday through Monday. It's Wildcard weekend, and we're making predictions. It's going to be fun. Some folks as well talking about declaring for the NFL draft. So we'll dive into some of those prospects, bunch over, as well as 2 of the best coaches of all time, not just football, but coaches in general. We've seen, just call it, at least for now, call it careers as far as coaching, but what a mantra of news we got to talk about today on the podcast. So thank you all for joining me. I will put a subscription thing up for you guys. I know I say, no subscription over there, like over there, but I will put something up so you can actually feel involved, just instead of listening or liking or, watching the video. So, but anyways, guys, thank y'all for joining me. Don't waste too much time, but yeah. NFL Wildcard weekend, boy, has it been quick. So, with the NFL season up in the wraps, talking about playoffs and, basketball, it's now on the focus, now on the eyes, but gotta talk a little about playoffs before we get into that. So let's divulge into it, shall we? Now I just need a pen so we can get into it. So 6 very interesting playoff games to divulge into for the weekend. And really interesting, I would say, because for a number of these games, I think we could see go either way. I mean, the only game that where I don't see an upset, like 100%, close to 100%. Don't see an upset is Buffalo and Pittsburgh, but I think we can agree, something can happen. But nonetheless, we'll do our best to dive in and see how it goes. So, starting off with fun games on Saturday. So, Browns and Texans. So, both have had interesting roads to get to this point in the playoffs. The Browns, Browns have had one weird road, but a fun road to get here. It's like Deshaun Watson, second year, Nick Chubb, these guys in the offense, we expect, Deshaun look get better, Nick Chubb. There's expectations to do better. And then, they had a great performance week 1 versus the Bengals, shutting out, and that defense has been the main story for the Browns this season. Myles Garrett and crew, Martin Emerson, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward, all these guys. It's been fun. Owusu Karamoa, Zadarius Smith. It's been fun. And then, Nick Chubb gets hurt against the Steelers, out for the rest of the season. Deshaun Watson, his injuries piling up. So, then expectations become bleak. And then Joe Flacco all of a sudden comes in. Now, Deshaun, the offense, they were playing winning football. People criticize them, at return because of the off-field stuff. But as far as on the field, he was playing winning football with, the team. Wasn't exactly what they expected, what they paid for and traded for, but they were doing winning football. Then he gets hurt, and then it's up in the air. Then they signed Joe Flacco, and right off the bat against the Rams, he starts performing, and you think, and then they start winning and winning, looking out with good defense. Jerome Ford had a very good job filling in for Nick Chubb as well. So, credit to David Njoku, had a Pro Bowl, a career year, so great job for him. Going to Houston, CJ Stroud, certainly I did not expect this quick, them be in the playoffs. I did think it was plausible, but I didn't expect them to win the division. I don't think many of us. Because, I saw 7 or 8 wins. Them vying for the division, but not actually winning. But then, coupled with the Jaguars, collapse at the end of the season, it certainly helped, C.J. Stroud, the job he's done, DeMeco Ryans, first year as head coach, along with, a stout defense built with Derek Stingley Jr., Jalen Petrie, Will Anderson Jr., Jonathan Grenard, etc. Some good stout guys, Jonathan Harris on defense. It's been a fun story. Both these teams have been fun stories. Browns 2.5 point favorites on the road Now, this semi-rematch of early in the season. Semi because Joe Flacco started that game, but not C.J. Stroud for the Texans, as he was out with the concussion. It was their second game without him. Case Keenum started, but then it turned to Davis Mills. And the Browns just poured it on, 37 to 36 to 7, I believe what it was, until Texans scoring garbage time. But so it's gonna be different, again in Houston. Both these quarterbacks, I think they know, they got nothing to lose, really. I mean, Joe Flacco, who knows if this is going to be his last hurrah as far as, seasons go. Again, he just signed off the couch and then was in. And then rookie, interesting, but I'm going to go with who I feel is the better team, better quarterback right now. And, I'm out scared. See, the thing is, Will Anderson and his status, it's been concerning. Now, Jonathan Grenard, check on his status for this game, because, they're leading sack guy. So, see how he is going into this. So, Grenard and Anderson did not practice. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to say this is a fun game. I'm going to say 24 to 19. Browns win over the Texans. There you go. Plus the idea of Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore to play against the Ravens to go to the AFC Championship. I think that's just a match made in heaven. Certainly Browns, Ravens, certainly there. And then we got Saturday night. Dolphins at Chiefs. Chiefs 3.5-point favorites at home. It's expected to be cold, frigid, snowy, windy, all that jazz. Now, it's hard not to pull for the Dolphins and hard not to root for them. But at the same time, see, the thing is, this feels like a cold, run-filled type of game. And here's what we know. That, no Jalen Phillips, no Bradley Chubb, no Van Ginkel, as he's out with a foot issue. They signed Justin Houston and Bruce Irvin for bodies on the defense. Melvin Ingram, he had a good season from last year. They picked him up early, mid-season with the injuries there. So we'll see. But, I'm going with Chiefs. I don't want to, but I'm going with Chiefs. this feels like a some odd game. 17-13. Cole feels like Travis Kelce probably going to be big in this game. If it was hot and in Miami, now Raheem Mostert, I feel his status is going to be interesting. Him and Devon Achane, that status is going to be fun. Yeah, we'll see. Screw it, it's the playoffs. 20-17 Dolphins. There we go. Steelers at the Bills. Now going to Sunday. 3 games on Sunday. Bills 9.5 point favorites at home. Steelers, say what you want. They've been off and on. They've been gritty and so fun. And got it out the rest of the season. After that 3-game losing streak, 3-game win streak. Mason Rudolph winning football. In bad conditions in Baltimore, they got it done again. Now credit Lamar Jackson didn't play and a number of starters, but nonetheless, Steelers need a win. They got the win. Now against Buffalo, cold. This obviously going to be a unique approach because what Steeler football and what the Steelers love to do, run the football, be physical. Now, TJ Watt fortunately strained his MCL, or it was like a grade 2 tear. So, unfortunately, he will not play. So, that's obviously a factor. Plus, I think Bills are probably the hottest team going to postseason. So, I'm going to say 27-17, Bills win. Sunday afternoon, Packers against the Cowboys. Cowboys 7-point favorites at home. Cowboys, Packers, Packers have been stout. Jordan Love has proven already why Green Bay has been confident in him. And, playing really good football down the stretch. With A.J. Dillon, who unfortunately was out the Bears game, but Aaron Jones, and a solid defense against Cowboys, who we know are better at home than on the road. So this can be different, and pressure's on the Cowboys a bit. So to deliver. Now, CeeDee Lamb has been great. The Brandon Cooks acquisition has been wildly underrated, I feel. Him and Jake Ferguson, great jobs by them. Very stout. So, interesting Now, key is obviously going to be Zach Martin and Tyler Smith getting back, help out for the O-line against a stout Packers defense. I'm going to say the Cowboys win. And, and it's only possible Micah Parsons, really gets it for this game at the end. So I'm going to say 24-16 Cowboys. Rams Lions. This obviously the moneymaker, I think we can say, of the weekend for the playoff games. Lions 3-point favorites at home. Goff versus Stafford. Goff first soul team. Stafford back in Detroit. The trade. 2021. Stafford and the Rams won a Super Bowl. Goff and the Lions trying to take them there. First, a lot of storylines. First playoff game in Detroit in over 30 years. I mean, a lot going into this. But now, two of the best teams in the league. I mentioned about the Bills and the Browns, but you cannot discount how good the Rams have been playing into the playoffs. The Lions, of course, had that slip up, whatever you want to say, at the end versus Cowboys, but finished strong with a price against the Vikings. They played well, but no Sam Laporta, although he may play for this game. He has an outside chance, but no him, no Khalif Raymond. Yeah, this is going to be a unique game. Key is obviously because the Cowboys defense gave the great offensive line of the Lions fits. That pressure. And that's going to be the key. Aaron Donald, Kobe Turner, Ernest Young. Many of those young guys on the Rams defense are going to have to pay dividends to pose threats to that stout offense line of the Lions. Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow. They've all been stout. Evan Brown, Dan Skipper. None. Panay Sewell. It's going to be an interesting task. Whoever is better, that's going to be the test. And then you got the Rams offense line, which has been better than how it was last year. But, Jacob Houston, Aiden Hutchinson, Anzalone Rodriguez, it's going to be tasks as well. And then, now, point blank, we can say, the Rams receivers against the Lions secondary we've seen is an advantage for the Rams. Now, Rams secondary is pretty good. And with Sam Laporta not playing, now they aren't like top 10 or like one of the better secondaries in the league, but you know, happens out. So I mean, it's clear. Amon-Ra St. Brown and then Jameson Williams, that's going to be a task. And then both solid run games. This is going to be battle one in the trenches. It's going to be fun. I'm going to say Rams win 28-24. Eagles and the Bucks. Then on Monday. Eagles 2.5-point favorites, or 3-point favorites at home or on the road. Status of whatever you want to say. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. So, let's see. Try to look up reports on, Eagles injury report. Should have just looked up that. So, Reed Blankenship questionable with knee groin issue. AJ Brown is questionable. And Jalen Hurts is questionable. Weird thing about that finger issue, Devontae Smith, that's the other weird task. But gotta see about DeAndre Swift. Because he was sick or was out with an illness. It's going to be tough, but I'm going with the Bucks. I just don't trust the Eagles right now. So I'm going to say 23-17 Bucks. And then finalize before we go off. So hockey for the NHL. It's been a good amount of time throughout the season thus far, but wanted to dive in a bit as far as the standings go and the NBA. But first, so for hockey, so to start with, the reigning Stanley Cup champion, the Golden Knights, has been a solid season thus far. 23-12. So far, the best record, however, has gone to, I think we can say, the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets, who are currently the hottest team in the league, we could say, winning 9 out of their last, they're undefeated in their last 10 games, 9-0-1 on a 7-game winning streak, leading Central Division a game and a half over the Colorado Avalanche. And it's a tough road ahead but, goes there. And as if one Canada team is enough to be in first place, Vancouver Canucks, they are currently in first place of the Pacific, few games ahead of the reigning Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights, but Canucks, kudos to them. They are 7-2-1 in their last 10 games on a 3-game winning streak. So, yeah, while the Golden Knights have been a bit sour as of late in their recent streak, 3-7 in the last 10, but hopefully they can pick it up. Gotta credit the Florida Panthers, who are the darlings, we could say, of the Stanley Cup playoffs recently, and being the Boston Bruins, and after overcoming that 3-1 deficit, they're on an 8-game winning streak after losing 2 straight, but we'll see. Got a way to go. Also, Toronto Maple Leafs, I touched on that news the other day, but yeah, we'll see. As far as the NBA state is concerned right now, so first, Kawhi Leonard. So, Kawhi Leonard, it's been announced that he has signed an undisclosed contract extension with the Clippers. I mean, on one hand, it makes sense. On the other hand, look, Kawhi has his critics. He is one of the best players in the league when healthy. Last couple years with the Clippers, it's not finished as soundly as people have liked. It's just how it is. That's the thing with the NBA. It's such a long, enduring season that, yes, we would like, players to be fully healthy throughout these seasons, but 82 games. 82. It's why people kind of have a weird attention span towards the NBA than the NFL, which has like 16 games. It's always different. 16 games for the NFL season, 82 for the NBA, over 100 for the Major League. I mean, it's different. But Kawhi, when healthy, is a very good player. And when he has been healthy for the Clippers this season, it's been solid. So we'll see. But talking about the Clippers, they are currently 4th in the West behind the Timberwolves, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the reigning NBA champion Denver Nuggets. I mean, talking about the Denver Nuggets compared to these two, I mean, it's been a joy to see. Now, credit, long ways to go in the season, but it's been a joy to see the Oklahoma City Thunder, seeing where they finish off and the jolt they have started this season, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, now that he's healthy, Josh Giddey. It's been a fun ride thus far. Glad that crew, that young crew, is healthy now, and their coach is certainly a favorite to win Coach of the Year this year with the way they're going. But then I speak of the Timberwolves, and with Anthony Edwards, Reed and Gobert, returned to his form, and, Mike Conley, Karl Anthony Towns, they've been so. Still got ways to go in the season. But it's been good to see the Warriors and their woes, the Lakers, the Sun. It's a trial and tribulation phase in the NBA. So, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, the standings won't remain the same, but yeah, it's a good start. For the Celtics, I think it's hard to say that, or it's hard not to say rather, that they're looking like the best team, I'd say, in the East. Them and, with the role of the Pacers I've been on, it's fun to see, although I did mention the Tyrese Haliburton injury, but nonetheless, no drill. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, when he's been out there, he has had some good showings. It's been fun to see. But yeah, Celtics currently first in the East. Really no surprises. I will say quickly about Victor Wembanyama. I said prior to the season, I think many would agree that them finishing the way the Thunder did last season would be a win for them. But we've clearly seen that they're in a rebuilding phase and, got to take the lumps with Wemby and, he's made strides. He's had good showings. I mean, the game versus Giannis and the Bucks, that was fun to see, sight for the future of some years to come. But, yeah, currently only 6 wins, but we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, as far as that goes, talk about a little bit of everything. So, Nick Saban, Pete Carroll, playoff picks for this weekend. It's going to be fun to see. NBA, hockey, a little bit. Stay tuned because obviously, transition parts of the sports season, playoffs, now pivoting to basketball. So, we'll see. But, anyways, guys, keep up. Baseball season will be here in due time. So, at least for now, thank you guys all. Clearing off for episode 184. So, appreciate it, guys. Be safe. See you guys next time. Peace. Leave that like button as well. Thank you.